Good evening. Mr. Toastmasters Day, fellow Toastmasters, dear guests, and online audience. Today my project is to deliver a speech on prepared topic and to receive some feedback and evaluation so I can implement this in my next speech. That's why I'm waiting for your objective feedbacks and recommendations as well. Last Saturday we had very productive trainings. Our Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters received very interesting trainings about our roles, and I was really inspired by their speeches, by our coaches. All this video you also can watch in our YouTube channel. And in this spirit I decided to share with you some tips from my experience of successful learning. Of course, it's not a scientific project, it's just some introspection and my understanding of how the learning process works. So it's your own choice to take it in consideration or not. That's why my first piece of advice is to treat all the information you receive through the prism of criticality. Today we live in an era of information overload, and I noticed that I can find whichever information I want on the internet, even if it contradicts scientific facts. For example, that aliens exist, many kinds about Bill Gates and stories, and that the war is just some kind of military operation. In my first job was interesting situation. My colleague phoned everyone and with all gravity said that there will be an earthquake in a few hours, be prepared. And many people believed. The strength to this statement was given by the earthquake that occurred a few days before. And I wondered how he came with such conclusion. It ended up being a Facebook post. So be aware of what and from where the information you get. My second tip is to remain like a child when you are learning, of course. Try to be curious and open to all the information you receive. Find your way to enjoy the process and don't be afraid to make mistakes, like me. I remember one story from my wife. I changed schools in the middle of 7th grade, and for my surprise I found out that people in my new school have been learning physics and chemistry already for 1 year. But I enjoyed the learning process of those subjects so much, I caught up with my classmates very quickly. And my next suggestion is very close to the tip I mentioned already. Make the learning process feel more like a game. I'm not sure about everyone, but I like to play. I play football, I play video games, board games, and many others. I think the main aspect why we love to play is that we receive positive feedbacks, positive results very quickly. Every move makes us feel happy, proud of ourselves. Plus, it's comparison. Fortunately, today we have a lot of education platforms that deliver their knowledge in like a video game. For example, I use the Duolingo app to learn English in a very engaging and playing mode. And I'm sure we can implement this approach in many other teaching methods. The fourth recommendation is to be brave. Don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. put you into such situation, you couldn't escape the learning process. My way to implement this advice, I change jobs. Usually I change job 3 and 4 times a year. Yeah. Once a year. I usually change jobs in 3-4 years. So for one job. Sorry for mispronunciation. Of course, it's sometimes scary. Firstly, you feel like your job is getting bored. You feel you achieved already some of main goals. But the next step is very scary to change and start from the beginning, from the new workplace. But it's very and maybe the best way to learn for me, for sure. Like say, you will never learn how to swim until you're into the water. And one more proposal. It's better to say it's interesting fact. You can learn just by thinking about it. And of course, I have an example from my life. I used to play video games, Kazaki, strategy games, and in the internet cafes. Yes, I had no computer, and it's even better. It even more made this game attractive. We played with my friend with other guys, and we lost. We scheduled a revenge for the next day. I couldn't prepare at home, unfortunately, so I imagined that I'm playing. I went through a lot of combination in my head. On the next day, we lost again. No, kidding. I'm kidding. Yeah, we won, and it's worked. Yeah, it's really great and easy way to learn, but don't think too long. Yeah, don't think too much. Leave some time for action. In conclusion, I want to say, don't give up. Everything is possible. If you really want something, you definitely succeed. And maybe you will find your own tips that works best for you. Thank you.